At the end of row 5, you should have your work looking like this. If you set it down on the table, it will look like a basket. There you are. Now I've gone ahead and cut off the yellow because we're going to attach red. Go ahead and attach your red yarn. Tag onto the straggler there and tag on the red just a little bit as well. We will go ahead and tie those up later. Chain 3. Don't forget your chain 3 always acts as your first double crochet, and we're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch all around using the red, and we're going to work 5 rounds of the red as well. At the end of your 5 rounds, you should have a total of 16 rows in all. So go ahead and work your 5 rounds, and we will meet at the end of the 5 rounds. I'm probably going to work with you here. I'm not sure how long this is going to run, but it seems like it might take me a while, so let's keep going. If you have already worked your 5 rows of the red as I suggested in part 1 of the video, then go ahead and attach your black yarn and work 2 rows of black, and then wait for me there to let you know what we will do to close it up. So for those of you who are still working on the red, you need to add 5 rows with the red, not forgetting to keep your number at 70 stitches for each row. For some reason my needle has some sort of friction, I'm not sure, and so it's not moving. I feel like I'm struggling with the thread. All right. This is actually a great project for beginners because it teaches you to work on larger projects at the beginning, and everything else becomes simpler the more you do it. This might take you longer, but if you complete it, the sense of accomplishment is really great. So take your time and work on it. For the advanced crocheter, this is a piece of cake, really. If you're not changing colors, you should be able to complete the project in much less than 55 minutes because then you're not changing any colors. And if you're much faster than I am, definitely 40 minutes to 50 minutes would be the max. I'm not as fast as some crocheters out there. Fast enough for what I do. And I hope I'm not going too fast for you on here. I've received so many requests about a tutorial for a Rasta Tam, so I figured it's about time I actually got one going. I'm not good with writing patterns, so I don't have a pattern. I mostly freestyle everything I have in my shop. I rarely read patterns or go ahead and make patterns myself. I think I made one pattern for a plain Rasta Tam that I have in my shop. So if you want to purchase the pattern itself, I have it in my shop on Etsy. You can go ahead and purchase that, but that's for a plain black Rasta Tam. Not very different from this. The only difference is that we're going to add a brim to this particular tam at the end of it. All right, I'm on row 2 of my red. Making this Rasta Tam is the equivalent of making a regular scarf for an adult male, because there are a lot of stitches going round for all the rows. So at the end of the day, if you multiply the number of stitches by the rows, you find you could have actually completed a scarf in the amount of time you used to complete this particular tam. I know I'm working and my work is facing me, but don't be alarmed, you should be just fine. If you know how to crochet, double crochet, that's all you need, because we're not changing the stitch up until we get to the end of it, and we'll only have a single stitch to work with for the brim of the hat. So it's a pretty simple project with a double crochet only, or mainly, not only, because we will work the brim using a single stitch. If you wanted to make a medium Rasta Tam, you should basically stop at the end of your row 16 and then start to close off. That will give you your medium stroke large Rasta Tam. This here is considered a large to extra large because it's for really long dreadlocks. So at the end of your row 16, if you want a medium tam, you can go ahead and start reducing there. Reduce to 60 stitches and then crochet 2 rows of single crochet around to close the brim, and then you can chain 200 to make the shoestring that goes around it, and that should complete your project there if you want just a regular medium Rasta Tam. I guess I could have started with a medium one, but this should give everyone who has been asking for the Rasta Tam a good base to make their own. I'm on row 3 of the red, which is row 14 of the entire tam. My son is not too happy because he normally plays around me when I'm working, so he's not liking the fact that I've had to keep him outside of my office because I can't make this video with him here, otherwise he'll want to tug on it, he'll want to wave and talk and play, and so it's tough on him because he's used to playing around me when I'm working. So if you hear any noises in the background, that's him retaliating for for me not allowing him to be in the room with me right now. Okay, and I'm coming to the end of row 14. I will begin row 15. Chained my 3, Okay, and just begun row 15, and then I'll have one more of red left before we can start on the black. The work should look quite big now, as you can see. If I move it further back, that's what it looks like. I also mentioned in part 1 of the video that you can use cotton if you want something to wear for the summer. I don't see much of the difference really because of the double stitch we're using here. It's pretty open, as you can see. Once it stretches, it opens up, so there's enough aeration if you put your threads inside. But naturally, cotton absorbs more than acrylic does, so if you wanted to use your cotton yarn, in which case you would just change your needle size. Instead of using the 5.5, I would encourage you to use the 4.5 or the 5.5, and those make better stitches because the cotton yarn is not half as thick. It's just, I found it harder to get the Rasta green in cotton, so it's rare that I use cotton to crochet unless it's a custom order. Well, cotton to make a Rasta hat, but all my summer hats are made using cotton. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 15, and then I'm going to begin 16 here in a bit, and that's going to be the last row for the red yarn. Alright, row 15 is complete, and then I'm on to 16. Chained my 3, 4, 5, just to make sure I still have my 70, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. My lighting is changing, so I'm hoping that can see this as body 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. Alright, that completes our row 16. And then we're going to go and cut off the red. And we will start with the black. And that's the final color. Again, attach it by slipping it through the red, tugging on the red at the back to close that, tug on the black as well, then 1, 2, 3. We're going to work 2 rows of the black, and then we will reduce. So go ahead and work 2 rows of black, maintaining your 70 stitches, of course. So 2 rows of the color black, my lighting is changing, and hopefully I'll be able to put on the ceiling light and you can see this. I would hate to stop this and start over tomorrow. That will give me 3 parts of the same video, which is a little much, but let's see how this works out. If you went ahead and completed the 2 rows of the black as I had indicated earlier, then you can go ahead and start reducing. You'll reduce every 5th stitch for a total of 60 on row 19, because your first 2 black rows gave you 17 and 18. So row 19 you reduce to 60 stitches if you had done that ahead. If you haven't, then you can wait on us and I'll go ahead and reduce with you and show you how to reduce as well. It's pretty simple. Okay, that's row 17. starting row 18. Again, double crochet in each stitch all around for a total of 70 for row 18. My light is changing a lot, so I'm hoping that, well, at this stage we are really just double crocheting. That's what your work should look like from a distance, as you can see right there. Keep going. We are on row 18. Row 19 is a reducing row, so we will be pretty much closing the tam about there. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my row 18. You should be coming to the end of yours as well. And if you're already there, just wait and I will show you how to reduce. We will be reducing to 60 stitches. Okay, this is the second last and last stitch, slip stitch to close the top of your chain 3. Okay, we are done pretty much with the tam here, and we're just going to reduce to close up the edge. Okay, chain 3 and double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the 5th stitch, that is 1 2 3 4 5, and then in the 6th stitch we are going to reduce. Yarn over, you're going to pull and have 3, yarn over, pull through, and you have 2. I'm hoping that you can see this. Let me see if I can turn around. Okay, because I'm using black, it's really not helping very much. But you have 2 left, and then you're going to yarn over and go in your next stitch, pull through. You will have a total of 5 stitches on your crochet needle. Pull through 2, you will have 3 left, and then pull through all 3, and that's how you reduce. The next, we're going to double crochet into the first 5. That's 2 3 4 and 5, and then in the 6th stitch we are reducing double crochet but do not close. You have 3 stitches left. Pull through the first 2. You'll have 2 left. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through. You'll have 5 stitches on your needle. Pull through the first 2. You'll have 3 left, and then pull through all 3, and that will close it. That means you've pretty much have 2 stitches. Oh dear, I don't think you can see it properly, but that's how you reduce. I'm hoping I'll use a better lighting next time. Okay, so we're going to reduce all around, and this will give you a total of 60 stitches at the end of your row, and that's pretty much the end of our double crochet as well. So every 6 stitch you're going to reduce by joining 2 together. And then the 6th through. So you should have 60 stitches at the end of round 19, and that's the last of the double crochet. If you've already gotten to the end of your row, just wait and I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'm hoping you can see properly. My lighting is just changed tremendously. So let's see if I move further back, and you should still be able to see. Not much, but really what's left over is not too difficult to work with. Just make sure you have a total of 60 stitches at the end of round 19. I know I haven't shown you very well how to reduce, but because I'm using the black at the end and my lighting has really changed, so hopefully the little I showed you there works for you. If not, let me know at the end of the video. I will go ahead and work on a small video on how to reduce. Like I said, this whole process should take you about an hour if you're a seasoned crocheter, an hour or less. If you're a beginner, don't worry about the time. The more you do it, the more you'll learn to make time and work faster. All right, so my son is storming through here in any time. All right, I've reached the end of my row, so I have 19 rows and 60 stitches. So the next 2 rows, 20 and 21, go ahead and work a single stitch in each stitch around for 2 rows, and that completes it. And I will get back to you in the next part of the video to add the brim.